Hi, my name is Amanda Richardson, and I'm an author for Debunking Addiction at Healthy Place. And today I want to talk to you about cravings. So, for those of you who don't know, I am a recovering addict, but I'm also a recovery coach. So, over time of serving people with substance abuse, substance addictions, behavioral addictions, all of those things, I've been able to develop really cool tools and helpful things to help people navigate their own recovery and really just figure out what works for them. And so one of those things is a craving log. So a craving log, it looks like this. I don't know if you guys can see that. And it's really important because it just helps you figure out why you're craving certain things, when you're craving certain things, and then why certain cravings come up when they do. And it just helps you figure out like what the patterns are in your recovery, the patterns are in your cravings and your triggers and things like that. And sometimes that can be really hard to figure out when it's all just up here. And so it's great to be able to have it all on paper and you can look at it and sift through it and figure out what works. So we'll just jump right in. So we'll start with the date category. Date is important because, you might crave certain things on Mondays, or maybe you crave certain things on Friday nights because you used to use on Friday night. And so it's good because it gives you just a clear picture of what days are troubling for you, what days are the hardest, and then from there you can develop, better self-care patterns and techniques on those certain days that are just going to be harder. Time is the next category, and time is obviously important because I think most of us have rituals in our addictions or in our previous addictions, and so because of that, maybe certain times will be harder. Like for me personally, I know nighttime is always difficult. If it's dark outside, I don't know why, my brain just kind of goes a little crazy. And so I think that's good to figure out though, because then I know that maybe I need someone on call, at least on Friday and Saturday nights. I know that I'm going to need someone. So maybe that's a sponsor, maybe it's a recovery coach, or maybe it's just a really healthy, supportive person that can kind of guide you through that. The next category is rate from 1 to 10. So as most of you probably know, cravings are going to be way worse in the beginning. You're going to have a ton of 8, 9, 10 level cravings going on, and that's perfectly normal. But the cool thing is if you keep this up, then over the next few weeks and definitely the next few months, you'll be able to see that your cravings aren't as severe as they used to be. And that's really encouraging to know that maybe I still have a 9 and a 10 once a month or once every couple weeks, but it's not every single craving, and that's really good. It's very uplifting to know that it's getting better, it's not getting worse. The next category is length. So cravings scientifically supposedly last about 20 to 30 minutes, but as most of you probably know, that 20 to 30 minutes can feel like 2 or 3 hours depending on the severity of it. So it's good for you to know that maybe your cravings last closer to 40 minutes, and that's okay. But that just tells you that, okay, I have my last 3 cravings lasted 40 minutes, so I know that for the next 40 minutes, I have to make myself busy, find my coping skills, figure it out, but it really just prepares you. It sets you up for success. The next category is what you craved. So I think most people have co-occurring addictions. They might be addicted to cigarettes and sex. They might be addicted to pornography and alcohol. They might be addicted to cocaine and gambling. There's so many different co-occurring addictions that can go together, and each specific person is different. So you're welcome to have multiple craving logs for multiple drugs of choice, but if it works for you, you can keep them all on one document. The next category is going to be right here, when, where, and who was I with. Sorry about that. So that's important because maybe certain locations are difficult for you, maybe certain people are difficult for you to be around, and they don't even necessarily have to be people that you used with. They can just be people from your past that maybe just represent a different part of you, and maybe a part of you that doesn't really exist anymore. So it's really good for you to figure out who healthy people are, the people that are supporting your recovery, or, locations that maybe can just be really difficult for you to be around. And so that just means you don't go to that certain part of town for the next couple months, or you don't hang out with these people for the next couple of months or weeks or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with that. Eventually maybe you can get back to, some of those same patterns from before. And lastly is how I coped, which is probably my favorite because healthy coping skills are pretty much the bread and butter of navigating your recovery. So My favorite thing about having a craving log is that if you keep one and maintain it for a couple months, is that eventually you can look back and you could figure out, wow, I have like 10 really good coping skills that worked for me, 90% of the time. And that's really good. Like, that's really, really good odds. And it's really encouraging for you to know that your personal coping skills exist out there and that they will help you and they will guide you through these terrible, terrible cravings. So, that's pretty much all I have for you. If you have any questions on how to make a craving log, I just made mine on Microsoft Word and like built a little table. It was super simple. So if you have any questions about it, or if you want to tell me how it went, or if you've had any luck with this, please share in the comments. All right, thanks guys. Have a great day.